dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future. But I've had to analyze many things over the last few years, and I would say over the last few months. I've gone through a lot of soul-searching and agonizing moments. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism. And I think the realistic fact is that we still have a long, long way to go.
Salaki. Shalom. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elders of Great Millstone as GMS. Peace and blessings to the Akim and a few Akwat across the four winds. It's your brother Batamaya from Great Millstone used to coming to you with another lesson. And Lord willing, this is edifying to the hopeful elect. You know, it was Martin Luther King Day, so hey, I want to get into a few precepts on, you know, false prophets, you know, whom Esau Edom sets up, like Martin Luther King. But I wanted to start with Sirach chapter, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So never trust thine enemy. You see, Martin Luther King was with the Rothschilds. You know, that's who set him up. That's who were funding this the civil rights movement. Hey, never trust thine enemy, because they had a wicked purpose for what they were doing. And yeah, the money looks good. It seemed good at the time, but like he said, he believed that, you know, his dream pretty much, which really wasn't his dream. It was written by another, you know, Edomite. You know, Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, the wicked, the devil. But Psalms 55:21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were salter than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So Esau Edom will come to you talking softly. He'll give you money for certain, I would just say, organizations like the NAACP. Well, I remember going to the Negro Museum in D.C. and I took a picture of it. I don't know if I still have it, but I remember taking a picture of it. But it was like 6 people that were founded the NAACP, and 4 out of the 6 people were Edomites. Like, it shouldn't have been no Edomites. It should have been Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But we have this word. That's for the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They can have, you know, these organizations. Our organization is coming together in churches or the camps and prophesying on the highways and hedges. As the scriptures say, Martin Luther King wasn't on the highways and hedges. Yeah, they were marching, but when you march, that's for war, you know. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. I can guarantee you the Rothschilds was talking to him real slick, like oil is. But at the end, they knew that ending segregation would benefit them more. Because after they started funding the civil rights movement, I mean, yeah, what happened? The Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you had, you know, like different places like, you know, similar to like Black Wall Street. We started losing businesses and schools and etc. But now that we're segregated, we go into learning their information and doctrines even more. But that's a war tactic to get us to go to these public schools to where they can indoctrinate our kids, ultimately to thrive in the same society as them when we were doing better, being segregated, being amongst our people, which the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, is a separatist. But the main points that I wanted to get into was in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23. But even still, looking at this picture here, yeah, you know, whoever edited this put the the gold slugs or the gold teeth in MLK's mouth, but look at it. He doesn't have a beard on his face. How is he a reverend? He doesn't even have a beard on his face. You know, I love when a brother say, brother Yakadal, I'm one say, hey, you're not supposed to see the form of a man's chin. He's supposed to have some chin hair right there. I know, but that's real. He's a reverend. He's supposed to be teaching the correct doctrine, right? But not only that, he's supposed to be telling our people who they are. He's supposed to be telling the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that they are the Israelites, that they are God's chosen people, that we are supposed to be separate, that we are holier than they are. You know, because we have these laws, statutes, and commandments to separate us. You know, we're the apple of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's eye. He wasn't preaching none of that. And ultimately, that's why he got destroyed, because he trusted in his enemy. And his enemy, you know, had war in his heart, and they ultimately destroyed him. And what Esau Edom usually does too, he uses our people to do so. He'll fund other people within that just to forward his agenda. I just watched the movie, what's that, Judas, the Black Messiah. I'll be butchering the title of it, but just going to say, goes to show you how they infiltrated and pretty much funded and started the Black Panther Party. You know, all of that is information you can look up. Hey, you know, Esau Edom is the wicked. But Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. He scattered us into what? From being segregated to being integrated into these public schools and etc. You know, sitting in the back of the buses when we had our own bus systems and things like that. But not only that, he scattered us with his word. He wasn't telling the truth. Hey, and it was woe unto him, which woe means death, destruction, mourning, and sorrow. And people still mourning and sorrow for MLK. You know, they celebrate MLK Day. They still have marches and etc. You know, you see a lot of the Greek organizations out there marching, you know, the black Greeks, I'll say, mainly. But I'm sure some Latino Greeks that go out, these fraternities and sororities, that go out and they march. Well, one thing I've noticed, like the last several years, is it's usually, especially here in Texas, it usually always rains around that time. But even now, hey, we had the freeze come in, so I don't think they had any parades or anything, which was good. And then you have Jakes in the Hood, especially here in Houston. You know, I don't know how it is in other MLKs, but here in Houston, you know, it's real big MLK Day, Sunday and Monday. You know, they bring out the slabs, is what we call them, the rides with the candy-coated paint. You see the 84s, which is the type of rims that stick out. You know, they shut down the streets and they have like their own kind of like parade or whatnot when they just driving down Martin Luther King. You know, our people destroyed for a lack of knowledge, not knowing that this man was set up, you know, part of the Boule and etc. I think he was a Alpha Phi Alpha too. So they set these figures up, and then our people follow after them. Jeremiah 23:2. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, power of Israel. See, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is for Israel only, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the Israelite foreigners that look like the other heathen nations, whose spirit resonates with this truth. You know, Romans 8:16. You know, their spirit bear witness with our spirit that they are the children of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. The Lord doesn't take, I'll say, kind, you know, to the scattering of his flock. You know, Jeremiah 23:3. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of the countries whither I have driven them, and I will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. So you have, what's that, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. We've been scattered across the four winds. And then you also have James chapter 1, verse 1. To the 12 tribes abroad that have been scattered, greeting. You know, just roughly paraphrasing those two precepts. But we've been scattered due to those curses. And part of those curses is that we would have false prophets, you know, teaching also. because ultimately, you know, which I'll probably get into a little bit more. I'm gonna read skip down to in this chapter, but hey, the Lord will set up the correct pastors in that time so that we can be fruitful and increase. Jeremiah 23:4, and I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking. Neither shall they be lacking, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And the Lord is set up the correct shepherds that's going to feed us with this truth, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures. And then we're going to have comfort of these scriptures. We're going to know who Yahweh and Yahushua is through these scriptures, through these precepts, you know, starting with the elder apostles, the elders, you know, you have heads of regions, heads of camps, on down, who we get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from. And then I'm just going to scroll down. Jeremiah, Jeremiah chapter 23. I'm going to start at about 21 and then read some. Jeremiah 23 and 21. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. And you have even that today. You know, guys that don't want to come up under the order, you know, they learn a couple of precepts or whatnot, and they feel like they learn themselves. Well, the spirit you have to be taught by men. And then you do have some of these so-called heads or these, I'll just say heads of camps in Israel, who have learned and they just want to do their own thing. Hey, you got to follow in the correct doctrine and then do it the correct way. This preaching, this teaching, ultimately through the Holy Spirit from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But you have some guys that don't even teach the names, or you have some guys that don't even say you're supposed to worship Yahushua. Well, that's who loosened Yahushua. Is the one who loosened the 7 seals so that we can have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So how could you not worship him? He's worshiped in the heavens. How much more on earth? Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 22. But if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned them from their evil way and from the evil of their doings. Am I a power or a God at hand, saith the Lord Yahweh, and not a God or a power afar off? You know, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you know, he's near and far and everything else in between. Yahweh, his name means he is, he exists. He's what? He's the Father of spirits. He's omnipotent. You know, he's the Lord of lords. He's the King of kings. His only begotten Son, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is Yahweh Shai. But his name is he is, he is salvation. He's our Redeemer. He's going to save us out of captivity. You know, he saved us so far from the world, pulling us out of the world and pulling us back into this truth. You know, he's the true shepherd. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 24. Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him, saith the Lord Yahweh? Do not I fill heaven and earth, saith the Lord Yahweh? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Hey, you can't escape judgment. They cover everything. If you try to go into the universe, they're going to find you. If you try to go to the depths of the sea, they'll find you. Try to hide in the cliffs of the rocks, hey, the Lord will find you. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is omnipotent. Jeremiah 23 and 25. You know, it's kind of the main point that I want to get to. I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed. And that's what, you know, Martin Luther King said. I have a dream. That was my speech. But then, I know when I found out, I was shocked and amazed. Like, wow, he didn't even write his own speech. But he said that it was his dream. So it's just a lie. Taking on the same style as Esau Edom, the wicked. What do? They're the devil. That means the deceiver. When you're deceiving somebody, what are you doing mainly? You're lying to them. Jeremiah 23 and 26. How long shall this be in the heart or the mind of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart or their own mind. You know, thinking that he could do things on his own way. But he's lying. Lied to our people, never told our people who they were. Because I know my parents was born around that time that he was on, he was alive. You know, my parents was born around that time, but my parents wasn't calling on the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. They didn't train up a child in the way they should go. They didn't teach me the name. But in these churches, what were they pushing? JC, Jesus Christ. Hey, that's all lies, and that ultimately will lead you to death. But that's pretty much all that I had. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call Halayim La, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, that's GMS. Peace and blessings to the Akim and a few Akwat across the four winds. Ultimately, the hopeful elect. Shalom and Kwam Yashala.